You are now listening to the Friends of Rugby podcast. Relax your anus. Balls. Thick thighs. Camille Shat. Where's his neck? Eddie Jones. You're fucked, mate. We're nice now.
And we are recording.
Hello, Stephen.
Welcome to the Hangover Rugby Podcast,
Yeah.
where Frank and I will compete on who is the biggest husk of a person.
I just pooped my pants, so it's me.
Stop. Should we restart this?
No. Sit in the truth, just like I am.
We can't put that in there.
Yeah, we
Just do
can.
Poop in your
Mate,
pants.
we said far worse.
No, we haven't. We're pretty PG.
I'm testing the boundaries.
We're pretty family-friendly podcast.
I'm not. I swear all the time.
No, yeah.
I do. Fuck. There you go.
Fuck. How are you feeling?
Not too bad. Despite drinking a lot, I think staying up till 3 a.m. is what gets me these days. How are you doing?
This is the first time I've seen 3 a.m. And it's got to be a couple of years now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you drink that much ever.
We had basically our end of the year rugby party.
Yeah, we did. It was a good time, wasn't it?
It was a great time. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag of a season on the field, but we definitely had some good times off the field,
That's where
didn't
we
we?
shine.
That's where, we lose the game, but we win the party.
That's where our real skills come out.
Yeah, and our team captain won the boat race after the game yesterday.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah, me and you only played about 10 minutes each as well, didn't we?
I got about 20, and then that was perfect for me.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Came in, did a few things.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll let these young kids.
Yeah.
These young kids
I'll
can
show
take
how much done and get off the field.
Yeah, and then I got stung.
Yeah, you got stung by 4 wasps.
No,
1 wasp 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah, not metaphorically, like an actual wasp stung you.
So it was just a bat. So they didn't start off great.
No, me too. I got stung by a wasp. There were a lot of wasps, weren't there?
They were fucking everywhere.
They were aggressive as well. Yeah, I got stung.
A wasp flew up my shirt and then stung me about 4 or 5 times.
It was a really funny dance you did. I thought you were joking.
Oh, I was freaking out. It's like your worst nightmare.
It was, genuinely.
Like
yeah,
that is
fair
what everyone is. That's
Yeah.
like a nightmare situation.
Yeah.
Like a wasp in your shirt. You're like,
Or a
"Fuck."
snake in your boots, but a wasp up your shirt is just as bad. But yeah.
What do they call a wasp in Welsh?
Gwenwyn. No. Oh, I've forgotten.
Look at you.
Ah, now I have to Google that now.
We're gonna have to do you want to go get your love spoon to conjure your Celtic powers to remember the
Oh,
word?
it's called a cocoon.
A cocoon?
Yeah.
A cocoon.
Yeah.
Like a cocoon?
Not a cocoon. Cocoon.
A cocoon.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I forgot that. That's embarrassing.
But yeah, we had our end of the year rugby party, and we decided to harass the shit of one of our best players all night, and
Yeah. Will he come back next year?
we don't know.
We don't know. Be fun to find out, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've already texted everyone how much I apologize for being a piece of shit when I drink and trying to wind everyone up.
You
And
gotta just let those go.
everyone always texts me back.
I think
and
it's
being
harsher
like,
to-
actually, you're funny. It was fine. It's just it's the anxiety.
You just gotta when you wake up in the morning from drinking, you have to just let it go.
I don't know how to do that.
Don't go back to what happened.
I can't.
You have to throw it into space and
Nope.
just
The compulsion in my mind.
Don't look at your cell phone. Don't look at who you messaged, who you called. Just let it go.
It's all right.
And
Everyone
then
who
just continue moving on forward.
I can't. I've texted everyone who I thought I upset, and they text me back going, "You were fine."
Yeah, because someone was sending me videos of myself, and I was like, "Oh my god, do you not want to see this?"
No, I can't. No, I have a hard time listening to us talking back. That makes me cringe.
Yes, imagine getting videos.
No. Anyway,
It's not too bad, but yeah.
let's talk about rugby, shall we?
I want to talk about this. I'm enjoying talking about our weekend.
Okay, yeah. So we played.
That's what they really care. No one cares about fucking rugby on the Friends of Rugby podcast. They want to hear about our fucking dramas in our lives.
I think we're becoming every podcast I hate, where they just talk about the thing that's not related to what their subject for about 15 minutes, and they think they're hilarious.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
just
what we're
loving
doing.
the sound of our own voices.
That's what everyone loves.
I hope so. Going down a dark path here.
So where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to get into?
It's a bit of a lean week again, but that doesn't faze us.
No.
We don't care. But we're going to talk about some interesting departures in coaching teams. That's what everyone who's anyone is talking about. I'd like to start with Felix Jones leaving the England setup. I thought England's defence was looking pretty good. I thought that was like a big piece of the puzzle for them. You know, I don't think their defense. I don't think anyone thought their defense was horrible before that, but they really had like a solid foundation to play off of. Do you know what I mean? Like that smothered defense, like rushing up blitzing some people. So why the fuck did he leave? Speculate, please.
Well, all I heard is just like an unstable working environment. That's pretty much the only kind of news that's come out from this.
Yeah. Do you think it's Steve Borthwick? Do you think it's the Rugby Football Union of England?
Maybe like he had it so good because Felix Jones was coaching for the Springboks,
Right.
and their setup, like if you ever hear about their setup,
Yeah.
it's like a dream setup. It's like where everyone wants to work.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
world
know?
champions.
You know how like on TV shows and stuff where they show like the trendy like tech company
Yeah.
and people are like sleeping in hammocks and stuff. You know?
Yeah, the open plan office.
The open plan office.
Yeah.
You know,
They've
there's
got a basketball hoop.
there's the meditation room and stuff. Yeah, there's they got the ping pong table and
Yeah.
everyone's just like, you know, sitting on beanbag chairs,
Yeah.
typing on their laptops.
Yeah.
You know, so it feels like that, like you just came from like the oasis of rugby coaching,
Yeah.
and maybe,
And you went back to post-COVID 5 days a week office jobs in the England setup.
Yeah, I don't know like why he left initially. Maybe he wanted to like branch out. He's like he thinks he's done his job there.
Yeah, maybe it's not as dramatic as we think. Maybe it's just like I'm done. Like good luck to you guys. I've got other things on the horizon because he's a hot prospect, isn't he?
No. What I was talking about when he left Springboks.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Okay, so like he left the Springboks saying like, I did this job,
Right.
2 World Cups.
Yeah.
I've done all I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on to another project, and I think maybe the grass wasn't greener on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't think the environment at the English environment is as what's the word I'm looking for?
Stable.
Not stable. Like when you're like feeding something. Fuck! Come on, use you're the smart one.
Up to 3.
Fuck!
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like
Nurturing.
nurturing.
Yeah, there you go.
Nurturing environment.
Yeah, it's not as
Oh, good.
nurturing as
Yeah.
the Springboks.
Yeah.
Because I think like the difference between Borthwick and
Rossi.
Rassi,
Yeah.
Rassi is that
you have to say it like with a throaty.
Rassi
Rossi.
is that he like Rassi is like a good like he's like almost like a good movie director.
Yeah.
Like if you ever like talk about like if you ever hear about a good movie director, he gets his ideas from everyone around him.
Yeah.
Like he knows how to get the most out of all his employees.
Yeah.
And so everyone has like an input somewhere.
Yeah.
He's listening to everyone, and I think maybe I'm just totally guessing here. Felix
No,
Jones is kind of like,
guess.
this is your area,
Yeah.
do your area, stay in your
Flourish.
area, and that's where you stay.
Yeah.
Like here's your closet,
Yeah.
your defense closet. Just stay in your defense closet, right? I could see it being like that, right? Because like
Yeah.
Razzy's like asking the fucking catering guy what he thinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, hey, he's like, oh, what?
Did you see that documentary, Following the Sun or Entering the Sun or Chasing the Sun?
Yeah.
The first one, and he had this day where he put a bucket full of beers on ice in a room. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No, I never heard the story.
Because they were all training in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Right? Not in a gym, in a hotel room. And he puts the beers in there and he wants to sort of test the guy's willpower. And he's like, okay, we're going to go over this move we've got planned. We're going to do it again and again and again. And the whole time he's testing whether they'll just be like, fuck it, let's have a beer. Because it was kind of like a day off. But they were all so fucking dedicated. They trained in a hotel room staring at these beers. And he was just saying like that was one of his little mind games, right? Because he was like, he wanted to test their dedication. And to a man, they kept each other honest, right? You just know exactly what you said. He's like a director because, he sees the big picture. He's one of those leaders who's just like, he gives you the power to run, but he stands back going, nice. Do you know what I mean? I would love to work for him.
I just want to know, like, what kind of power that beer had over those players. Like
Yeah.
they're probably were they struggling? Like, I was sweating so bad.
It makes them sound like alcoholics, doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah, it's like these are professional athletes. It's like you put a couple of shitty beers in a can and be like, I don't want that. I'd rather train. Like,
I put the coolers light.
yeah, I'm quite a rich man. I could buy any fucking alcohol I want. Does he not like let them go for a can after work? Like, yeah, the more I think about it, the more like, what the fuck?
That's like an odd story.
Yeah, it was,
You know,
yeah.
I was like, maybe you put some like it was like a super hot day and you had water.
Yeah.
And they were like just sweating and you
Yeah.
wanted to know how like, but
Yeah.
it's just like you had this beer there.
Yeah.
And they're just struggling.
Yeah.
Like they were so committed to keep on going.
They did.
Like, I don't like
I didn't have my usual lunchtime beer.
just Faf de Klerk. He's like, yeah, the internal battle I was having
Yeah.
to not grab.
I usually have like 3 or 4 cans. by about lunchtime, I've had 6 or 7. But Rassi is so clever.
Yeah,
I don't know why he's like a German. Like,
the first thing that fucking came to my mind was like, how the fuck was that so like torturing? This fucking dirty old can with beers in it with ice. That's a great story.
got like some PBR in a fucking bucket. Like,
But yeah, like that's what I when I think about like the environment that Razzie has created for his coaching staff is probably he's gonna be chasing, what's it called when you're chasing the white like Felix Jones is gonna be chasing that high for a while,
right.
right?
The dopamine hit.
There's
of
gonna be
working
no
Marassi.
environment
Yeah, like it.
like it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So he was probably a little bit of I bet you Aina was a little bit of culture shock
yeah.
because I could see the English Union more regimented.
The weird thing is, though, yeah, you're right about
And then
everything
look at
you said.
Borthwick. Borthwick must be the most unfun guy ever.
I've changed my tone on him because it's like the way the players talk about him. They do all really seem to respect him. They do all like I know the vibe he gives off in press conferences where he's really boring and deadpan. But he does seem to care a lot about his players, or maybe they're just so they're kind of like abuse survivors after Eddie Jones. They're just grateful for anyone who's not a complete asshole. I don't know.
He just seems like a dry guy.
He does seem like a dry guy.
Like he would like come to your party and he'd be like sit there and he'd open up like a bag of like Fig Newtons. Just start kind of like chopping all these Fig Newtons in the corner. And then you're like, who's that fucking weird guy with the Fig Newtons?
And he's got like really high shorts and high socks on.
Yeah. He would be a Fig Newton guy.
Yeah. No thanks, I've had my 1 can today.
Yeah. So like, yeah, he was probably just had this like, yeah, that's what I gotta say about Felix Jones. Like he probably came from this environment that really like he could excel in a really open environment where he had his fingers. He was probably allowed to put his fingers in everything.
Yeah.
And then when he went to England, it was just different, and he was probably like, oh, it's not for me. The only thing he's fucked because there's probably nowhere in the world that's like that.
Yeah, and I think like when we put coaches in these boxes, like you're the forwards coach, you're the backs coach, you're the attacks coach, you're the defense coach, like rugby is a sport where attack will change into defense, or what the forwards are doing needs the backs involved in some way. Like these things are so heavily connected together that it's hard to separate them. And I think I can imagine in Rassi's environment, he's like, yeah, I want you being the defense coach, but you've got as much input in the attack as I have. Ultimately, the attack coach gets the final say, but we're all in this together. We're all sharing ideas. And I do think England is the richest union in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So I bet like their office is like, they've got the espresso machine 9000 and a fucking robot that brings you a towel and all that kind of shit. But it does sound like, no, how dare you talk about the attack? Stay in your fucking lane, Felix.
Or the real story is Felix Jones is probably, he watches a lot of video clips, he watches a lot of YouTube, and then he's seeing himself in these photos and videos of him wearing that red rose, and he's probably like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing with my life?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, although, okay, final thing, this is going to add massive speculation to this dry pond of Newsweek. He did say he was unhappy with the turmoil on the team.
Ooh.
Turmoil. So he didn't mention Steve. I don't think it's Steve Borthwick. I think it's like
players. Maybe no one respects him.
Maybe no. I think they respect him. Maybe there's some team ego. Maybe there's some RFU saying we want to do it this way. Maybe there's some butting of heads. But or maybe he looked in the mirror one day and was like, "And I'm an Irishman."
He's like the director that's making like his like dream movie,
Yeah.
and then the producers, the RFU come in like, yeah, you gotta add a bunch of boobs and some car chases, please.
Yeah, or
Like,
take
what?
them out. Yeah,
This is a story about horse racing. Yeah, can you just have them like riding like the women riding topless and like car chases in between the horse races? Like, that would really sell. Thank you. Like that was probably it. It's probably like they're just putting pressure on him to do something he didn't want to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all speculation until more stuff comes out. But it's fun to talk about.
It's so fun to talk about.
I just wonder where he's gonna go.
That's the thing I was going to ask you. Where's he going to go?
Well, the English are playing hardball.
Okay.
So they want him to like basically work out the rest of his contract.
That's a fair question. As long as it's not like 10 years, that's a fair request.
It's only a year.
That's a fair request.
But you're kind of putting a guy on hold. What is he going to do?
Finish his job.
But he doesn't want to be there. Like, why would you force a guy that doesn't want to be there to finish his job?
You're paying him a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's good at it.
It's just kind of weird.
It's a bit weird.
It's risky.
That's the thing with sports sometimes, isn't it? People dramatically quit and you still owe them 2 years worth of a contract. Like,
because I guess like you're worried because like England, like if they keep him, they force him to be here, he doesn't want to be there. He might not produce what they want.
Yeah.
Right. And you may get a lower quality product out of him.
Right.
Also, he doesn't want to do that though because he's got to find a job afterwards.
Yeah.
So if he has an awful year,
Yeah.
and then he gets out of his contract,
And then
he's
his stock goes down.
Yeah, he's got to keep his stock up. So I guess England
Yeah.
it's a win-win for England.
Yeah.
And then Felix Jones loses unless someone can buy him out.
Yeah.
I just wonder where he's going to go.
I think he's going to go to Ireland, which
Think he's going to go to Ireland?
because there was talk of Andy Farrell leaving Ireland after the Lions tour, right? So there's definitely going to be some room in the island setups.
Well, that's a big rumor too.
Yeah, isn't that what we're dealing in today? Big rumors, big speculation.
Yeah.
But like, why would Ireland not have him? You know what I mean?
Maybe he's gunning to be a top dog somewhere.
Yeah. I'm also surprised Sean Edwards hasn't taken that step and become a head coach. There's like something about really good defense coaches. It's like a prestige. It's like, I'm the defense guy. You don't hear of attack coaches in the same way, do you?
Yeah, because they don't have like that full on. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point you just made.
Like they just like to be known as the defense. It's like a bassist, isn't it? That's like everyone doesn't even think about them, but like.
You think it could be a good pickup for Wales?
It'd be amazing. I just don't think we can afford anyone. I think we've got to be it'd be amazing. I think we're past the days where we can throw. Because another thing, it's not
open
like
up the checkbook for fucking Hallie.
I don't. Yeah, I know. That was a weird one. Like.
It's like, oh yeah, sure, here.
We haven't got the clout right now, Like we have to sell it as a project.
It might be like some people like that kind of thing.
Some people do. I just think right now there's a lot of more enticing jobs that he could take.
Everyone wants to be the Gordon Bombay of a team.
Yeah.
Like the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. No.
You just walk in. Have you never watched the Mighty Ducks?
No. I know what it is. It's a film about ducks that play hockey.
No.
Oh.
This coach comes into this team and these kids, this ragtag group of kids.
Oh, are they
they're
from the hood?
Yeah, they're not all like poor and stuff. But they're like, they're just shit. They suck. Okay. And so Gordon Bombay comes in. I think that's his name in the movie.
Gordon Bombay.
Yeah, Emilio Estevez comes in
Charlie
and he like just
Sheen
turns this. He's like ex professional hockey player, and I think he's like actually court ordered to go there. I forget the original story.
Yeah.
But anyways, he changes this team around,
Right.
And some people want to Gordon Bombay a team.
Yeah.
They see like a team that's struggling and like, oh, I can make a difference there.
Yeah.
I don't care if they suck.
But we are in turmoil. Wales are in turmoil as well, aren't we? Like we were threatening to strike a couple of years. The players nearly went on strike.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think that's enticing. If you want stability, you're not coming to Wales.
It depends on the drama too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
some
different
drama,
types of drama.
Yeah, like I don't want this, but I could deal with this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He'd be a good. I don't know. He's everyone's gonna want him. The guy's won 2 World Cups
That's
in a
what I'm
row.
saying. He's gonna be able to pick a job,
The
isn't he?
Springboks have like the best defense in the world because of him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be like he can go anywhere. I would agree with you. I think he ends up in Ireland.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, he's a Munster man, isn't he? Like played for Munster
He's
most
a
of his career.
monster man. That's where Razzie met him.
Rassie, yeah. There's a strong connection between the south of Ireland and the Springboks, isn't there, historically? And then Leon Macdonald
Leon Macdonald
is
Gone.
gone.
because him and Razor just couldn't get along.
That's what it was, eh?
They have different philosophical values or ideas on the way the All Blacks should play.
Okay,
They gave us with this one. There's a lot more juice in this one. There's a lot more. They went more into detail of what was going on.
They did.
They weren't all vague. Like he left, but we don't know
due
why.
to the unsteady climate of the environment. It's like, what? The fuck are you talking about?
Bullshit
Do you want us to speculate? Because that's exactly what we're going to do if you say that.
Yeah.
Do you want drama?
Just conflicting ideas in the setup. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it's such fucking HR speak, isn't it? Leon Macdonald. Okay, so the first thing I want to say, I'll pour a bit of water on the rumor of flames, right? It's entirely up to a head coach, who he brings in.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Gatlin took over Wales, he basically brought all the guys, because he won the Heineken Cup with Wasps, right? And he just brought all those guys with him, booted out all the other guys. When Wayne Pivac came in, he brought his own guys in. Like, everyone does that. And maybe it's been that Scott Robertson got there. He's like, this is how we're doing things. Leon McDonald's going,
No.
Oh, no, he brought him with him, didn't he?
He brought him in.
Yeah. They've been working together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Speculate away.
Yeah. Razor went down he went to the coach supermarket. He put him in the shopping cart. He paid for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting then. It's not just like, okay, at the end of the day, though, what I'm trying to say is the head coach has the final say, right? If he wants to do it that way, it's a bit rude of me to go, I don't agree with the way he's doing things. Well, it's not your fuck off. He's the head coach. That's his way of the highway, right? And let the proof be in the pudding, right? Let his wins and losses show if he was right or wrong, Doesn't need you to be like, oh, I'm sad, I'm going to leave.
I would just like where are they going to go now? Like, it's kind of like in the middle of it. Like, they should have kind of waited.
Yeah.
Like, it must have been so bad, or it's like, because they're in the middle of the rugby championship right now.
Yeah.
Like, something like this couldn't have waited.
Yeah.
They're just like
point.
right now. They're just like, let's just drop this
league
right now.
You couldn't have just like buried the hatchet and waited till the end of.
Like, it must have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
It must have been like really bad to the point where, like, they just couldn't. Like, he had to leave. I can't be in this environment.
Sounds like they were arguing because it says, they disagreed philosophically, which doesn't sound too bad. And then it says their professional relationship was beyond salvation. That's like divorce proceeding talk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they divorced because of irreconcilable differences kind of language, isn't it? It's like,
that's exactly what it sounds like.
Who's keeping the kids? Like,
yeah. I wish I wanted to be a fly on the wall on that conversation because I want to know where the differences were. I want to know like what they were saying, like where did they want to go? Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Squidge video about how the All Blacks are playing right now. So someone smarter than me can show me exactly what the New Zealand's.
We should have waited. We should have waited until Squidge made a video.
So we know what we're talking about. Yeah, because he's doing this 2-3-2-4-7-8-9 pod formation. That's why he doesn't agree with him. It's like, what?
Like, does he watch? Squidge has got to like watch all the games in slow motion or something.
I think he watches them several times and he recreates them with his little teddy bears. So he does.
He's got the fucking teddy bears.
He does.
And then he's just standing around. He's walking around the teddy bears and he's thinking. He's got his hand.
Coach whistle.
Yeah, he's got his hand on his chin. He's like, what is the secret?
What does it all mean?
Yeah. What does it mean? Oh, that's it. That's it. I moved this guy here. I moved Teddy Ruxpin over to the left.
I moved Paddington Bear to full back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
It's like the Da Vinci Code. Like it just had this revelation. Mary Magdalene. It was her all along.
So basically, we fucked up by not waiting for him to basically
tell us why they fucking had a divorce. Yeah, we just sat here going, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Like,
they know no.
Yeah,
they're divorced.
Yeah.
I wonder how they told the players. Just want to let you guys know that it's none of
we both love you.
It's not.
And even though we're not together anymore, you'll all see us. We love you all.
TJ is just crying in the corner.
Little TJ Perinara.
It's okay there, TJ.
Yeah. They still love you.
Will I be able to see you both?
Well, you'll have to travel, but yeah, I'll see you on weekends, TJ.
What the fuck?
Okay, so we got nothing other than just like bullshit to speculate.
Yeah. He's going to be a hot topic too. I wonder if Leon goes back to Super Rugby.
People were saying Australia should scoop him up.
Ooh.
But I don't think Joe Schmidt likes drama. I think Joe Schmidt's going to see that and go like, I like my stable relationships. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's the way he coaches.
Yeah.
Because like everyone, like, there's always talks about him being a control freak.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he would be the right environment.
I just think, yeah, like I said, I don't think he wants. Australia do not need drama right now.
No.
They do not need drama. They need to just be happy and have a good time and have Joe Schmidt being a control freak. So
maybe he can get Felix Jones though. To the Wallabies, that would be a fucking.
That would be a win.
That would be a win.
Yeah.
Because Leon Macdonald, going back to Leon Macdonald, like he came from the Blues, so he was like I think he was the head coach of the Blues. Was he the head coach of the Blues?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about him, to be honest, other than, well, since he's been in the international scene.
Because I know he worked together. Him and Radzi worked together.
Yeah.
Previously, I think he was in Christchurch for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he got his own thing at the Blues. So, like maybe they were just like really good friends, and they thought it'd be cool to like coach together. Like
it's like when you live with your friend in university, and then they're a complete slob, and it ruins your relationship.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about him.
Yeah. I haven't. I don't know. Should we talk about next week's games then a little bit? Mm-hmm. First, I want to mention how lucky we are that the times are good. We don't have to get up at the crack of fucking dawn. You said it was 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah,
in Canada.
They're a little far apart.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of odd how many hours apart the games are. Like, who decided this?
Here's another thing about the rugby championship. Because you have massively different time zones, you don't get that all-day party vibe you have with the Six Nations, right? Like, back home on a Saturday, you'll have like a 12 o'clock game, or you'll have like a 3 o'clock game, or a 5. Like, you can basically plan your whole day in the pub with Six Nations, and it's so much fun.
Because Argentina's only like a couple of hours behind or ahead of us.
Yeah, in Canada, yeah. It's probably a couple hours difference.
So the game in South Africa is going to start relatively the same time as it start for us.
Yeah.
And then they don't play till like 5 or 6 hours afterwards. Their kickoff's like not till like 5 or 6 hours later.
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it?
Like they could have had a game like the Box and All Blacks could play. Like especially for in Argentina, they could play in the morning, and then like Argentina could have had an afternoon game.
Yeah.
So it's kind
does
of
feel a bit poorly planned, doesn't it? Like, why are they so far apart in time? Even if for us it's convenient, it's obviously not convenient if you live in New Zealand, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Like maybe they're doing it for the maybe it's for the like Australian fans. They're trying to make it a better time.
Yeah.
For them, I don't know. It's just kind of weird because you want to like get them both in one go.
Yeah.
Right? Having one game, and then like a bunch of hours later the other game.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Doesn't feel right, does it?
It doesn't feel right.
And we're right at the start of like the soccer season as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're already having to compete with a sport which is far more fucking popular in South Africa and Argentina. Not Australia, I guess, but
yeah, like make it like back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the Six Nations has always done so well. You know,
look what the fucking NFL does.
What do they do?
Well, a lot of the games will go on at the same time, but they have like. Have you ever heard of the Red Zone?
No.
You never heard of the?
Oh, you might have told me about it.
The Red Zone,
where they play all the games at the same time.
So there's like a bunch of games going on at the same time. They're
Right.
going on all day.
Yeah.
So this Red Zone is this thing where it's like a program where you watch all the games at once.
Yeah.
In one spot. And so they keep switching to the team that gets into the red zone.
Yeah.
So when it looks like an NFL team's like about to like get a touchdown, they'll switch over to that game.
Right.
And they're constantly like switching over or showing highlights and shit. And so you can get all all the games in one go in the red zone.
I like that idea, but it says more about the sport itself than how good that sounds, right? It's like, if your game is such... I should want to watch a whole fucking game of this sport. I shouldn't just want to watch the highlights, right? It's such like a fucking...
But it's
sugar
the red
hit.
zone.
Yeah, I know, it's so like ESPN,
The red
action,
zone.
commercials, fucking, fuck that.
Yes, that's true. But there's so much, like, the football, there's just so much, like, fluff. There's so much middle fluff.
Because there's not enough sport being played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they'd rather talk about it than watch it. It's ridiculous.
It is a sport that's, like, a lot of people would rather talk about than, like, watch.
Yeah. You gotta be careful there.
It's almost on, like, yeah, because all it is like commercials.
The day we spend a week where we watch less rugby than we spend talking about it here. Actually, that was last week. That was last week. Shit. That's the only time it's ever happened.
But yeah, if I was, I'm not saying get a red zone for the rugby championship, but just put the games in a package for me,
Yeah.
right? So I don't have to work around these games throughout my day.
I would never understand why they just don't have Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, New Zealand, Australia having their own Six Nations.
Because they hate rugby.
They do.
Sanzar hates
Yeah.
just hates it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyways, what do we got the game? First game up of the day is Springboks All Blacks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
9 o'clock for us. Very nice. I think I called an All Blacks. No, I called a Springboks first win last time. I'm going to stick with that. And I don't think anything's changed to make me change my mind. Actually, the thing that has changed is Leon Macdonald leaving, which isn't going to help, is it?
Yeah, there's some disruption. The disruption there doesn't go in their favor.
No, when they were already not exactly convincing except for that last win.
I think that what the Boks are really good at is what All Blacks really struggle with.
Which is what?
Just like up front, in your face, fast defense. Like they struggled with England.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the Boks do what England were trying to do better. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
So they kind of got like a warm up with England because England's a big bullying team, physical, in your face with the defense. You know, it's their ex-defense coach, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and you're right. They are they're the benchmark.
Yeah.
So they're going up against they went up against with England. They went to go see the fucking Elvis Presley impersonator.
Yeah.
Now they're like gonna go watch Elvis Presley.
That's a bit of a harsh comparison, but yeah. I see what you're saying.
Well, that's if you look at England play, like they're trying to play like a box style game.
Yeah, I think both of them are trying to develop their attack. I think both of them have physicality, good defense. The Boks have the resources in the personnel, the talent to develop an attacking game much quicker. You go like Kurtley Andrus, Cheslin Colby.
Which is no excuse for England.
It's not an excuse. No, they've got a huge player base. They've got a lot of resources. But and actually, they've had the talent in the backline for a while.
And they bought the coaches and everything from those places that were doing good.
Yeah.
So they brought these people in.
And they stole Faye Waboso, so please use him.
Yeah.
If you're going to steal him, you may as well make good use of him,
You
right?
have the best winger in the world, basically, on your team.
Yeah. Fucking make use of him. So, yeah, I think, the Springboks are a little bit better than England. I think New Zealand will really... Because it's in South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're going to struggle there.
What about the altitude?
It is a real thing. You have to worry about
the
it.
The All Blacks have no problem going there.
No.
They've been going there for years.
Oh, no, they don't give a shit.
And walking all
Glasgow
over.
don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's over.
Yeah. They've never given a shit about going over there and spanking the Springboks. I think they expect to win, too.
That's 100%. They should expect to win.
Like, this is the only team in the world that, like, goes there with an expectation. Like, they expect to win.
Yeah.
They're the only nation in the whole world that's, like, expecting to go to South Africa and get a W.
Because they've done it. A bunch of times.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal, is it?
No, it's not a big deal. There's no chip on their shoulder.
No.
So
no. I think New Zealand have kind of been forgotten about because of the islands of South Africa, who is the best team in the world bullshit. Everyone kind of forgot about how good New Zealand can be. So.
They also want some revenge.
New Zealand?
Yeah, this is the World Cup rematch.
Yeah. Yeah. The red card kind of made it feel a bit...
This is you just made a really good point here. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. But I think this is good. That's going to be a deciding factor in this game.
What, 15 guys on each team?
Yeah, like if the All Blacks can get their discipline down.
South Africa's discipline's been pretty shocking as well, to be honest.
It's like they're kind of getting dragged into like being fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Neither team's discipline has been good actually so far.
Because even when the Blacks were playing Ireland,
Yeah.
like just both teams were like uncharacteristic. How do you say that word?
Uncharacteristically undisciplined.
Yes. Thank you. With your
You're
book.
welcome.
Love that.
I mean, you had those words ready. You had them in the chamber.
Yeah, but you had the
I
book.
just pulled the
You
trigger
had
for
the
you.
book learning in your holsters, and you just characteristically. Bam. So
Yeah.
they like yeah. That's what.
Discipline's going to play a factor. The refereeing in the Southern Hemisphere, I don't want to say it's more.
Fucking wild.
It's not.
It's a fucking.
It's
It's
less
the Wild
strict.
West.
Right. And to be honest, I've seen there was a couple of incidents in the last round of the Rugby Championship where there was like, it was a high-ish tackle, but they gave just a penalty. And I was so glad they did because it was such a rugby incident, right? Like the ball carrier dipped into it or fell. The tackler had made a real effort to get low and wrap, and they just happened to the attacker's head just landed on the guy's shoulder. And there was a penalty, which was good. But I think in the World Cup, we were kind of some of the refs were a bit hypersensitive. Like, was it Tom Curry or someone who got sent off for England? And it was a bit like, that wasn't a red card.
Oh, there was lots of stuff like that at the World Cup.
There was, wasn't there?
But they were harsh in the World Cup.
They were harsh. And
They were. This is the height of rugby.
Yeah.
Like, we're calling it.
Yeah.
We want to be by the rules as much as possible. I
Yeah.
think with the Rugby Championship, they're more concerned about the spectacle.
They are, but I also think the bunker system is starting to just relax a bit. Like, it's serving its purpose well. Just give the yellow. An expert's going to look at it. The expert is now feeling like there's less pressure on me. I can do my own thing and I can do it properly. And we're seeing the right call more often with the bunker system. So I'm less worried about a red card ruining a game.
I can just when something comes up to me here in the little booth here, I have my kombucha tea and I can just get my chakras right, and I can just watch these videos and just figure out what the right call is, and then there's just no pressure.
You made him sound like Big Gay Al from South Park.
Yeah, that's what it is.
With a little neck scarf.
It's everything's just all smooth, and I can just make the right decisions. That's the TMO right now.
Yeah, I got that.
Just all the time, we're all relaxed.
Yeah.
You keep the game going.
There's less because they were a bit under pressure.
If the All Blacks, discipline can fuck these guys.
I think discipline could fuck
and they're
going to
get dragged into a very physical game.
Mm-hmm.
So the All Blacks are going to be looking for some big hits, right?
Yeah.
And they get sloppy.
Yeah.
They get fucking sloppy when it gets physical.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to throw some shoulders and some heads and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the box, when they want to smash someone.
Yeah.
Like look what RG Snyman did to old little tiny who's the Irish scrum half?
Oh.
What's
Jamieson, Gibbison, Parkinson.
No, it was the little guy from Munster.
Craig Casey. Oh, he ruined Craig Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, that was brutal.
But that was perfectly legal.
It was.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just horrific.
See? The Box are able to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
The All Blacks, they get fucking sloppy.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Right?
And it's like, it's not that they're cheating. They just know how to use their physical weapons very well, don't they?
Yeah,
you're
and
right.
then you're just not thinking in the moment, and you just see it, and you just go for this big hit, and then you fucking take his head off.
Yeah.
They get sloppy when the physicality starts pumping up.
Yeah.
They get because there's no like they're playing in a league where the repercussions are minimal.
Yeah.
Right. So they're throwing their bodies around. They're trying to get an edge on everything because the repercussions in Super Rugby are minimal. Because they're so obsessed with keeping the game flowing, and you know that they get away with a ton of shit.
They go to the discipline. They if you bring a box of nice biscuits, everyone's like, "Oh, he's a good boy.
Yeah,
give him a week."
You just go walk on the field and like shoot a guy, and then you just get a yellow card. Yeah, we're gonna look that in the TMO.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I didn't want to agree with you, but the more we talked, I was like, "Nah, that is kind of how it is, actually." Yeah, they don't.
So they're like the All Blacks are used to taking bigger risks.
Yeah, they are. I want to take you back to the Lions tour of 2017 when the Lions went to New Zealand, right? First test, I thought New Zealand won kind of convincingly, and I thought, oh, fuck's sake. Second test, Sonny Bill Williams gets a red card,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lions win it, but they make a meal out of it. They made it hard work. They waited until like right at the end to score, and then they drew the last test, right? Like that second test, I think if Sonny Bill Williams stays on the field, All Blacks win it, and they win it convincingly. I thought for me, like that drawn test, it didn't feel like we'd even earned the draw as the Lions. You know, I thought like New Zealand had that every day. But you're right. I think the thing was the Kiwis were going, we got to match him physically. They're going to come down here and try and bully us. Sonny Bill Williams loses his temper and fucking smashes someone in the face with his shoulder. It was an obvious red card. So you're right. When you push them like that a bit, historically they've kind of tried to fight back physically, and they've done it in a sloppy way. So
Historically, like I have a lot of times I'll call games when I'll say that if you ever hear me say like, oh, that team lost the game for themselves.
Yeah.
Like they're the reason why they lost.
Yeah.
All Blacks, the majority of the times when they lose,
Yeah.
it's because they lost it. They
World
lost
Cup final.
Yeah, there's only a few times when
Yeah.
they've been like when the Box did the 7-1.
Yeah.
I think the game was in England, wasn't it? Did they play at Twickenham?
I don't know.
Or they played in the UK somewhere,
Okay.
and then the Box smashed them. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was right before the 2023 World Cup.
Okay.
And Razzie, that was when he first did the 7-1 split.
Who were they? They were playing England.
No.
They were playing New Zealand in England.
Yes.
Oh, I don't.
It was like
remember
a
that.
warm-up match.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I
I swear to God, it was in the UK.
I just don't remember. Maybe.
And that's like one of the only times I can remember when the All Blacks got fucking like mangled.
Yeah, like physically.
Yeah, where they were, but the majority of the time when I watch them play, it's because they fucking lose the game.
Yeah.
They lose their discipline. They just lose the plot.
Yeah.
So they have to stick to the plot. They have to stick to their game plan. They have to stick to their discipline
Yeah.
because, Springboks are the best team in the world. So, man, it's so weird talking about the All Blacks like this.
Something has changed. As much as we were talking last week about like, oh, their aura's still there and everything.
It's weird,
something has changed.
Because it used to being like, well, like
It was. I don't remember a time where you would call a team winning against the New Zealand and everyone be like, definitely. Like this is the first time ever where I've gone comfortably able to go, I think they're going to lose that game. Because they just used to win fucking everything.
You wouldn't even like be surprised.
No.
You're like, well, the All Blacks will probably win this game.
Yeah.
But now I'm using words, to describe the All Blacks that I used to do with other teams.
Yeah, we're not used to that.
You would
are we?
never say that. Like now, like if the All Blacks are going to win in South Africa,
They have to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, and they have to be perfect. They got to play a perfect game, and that's what you used to say of anyone playing the All Blacks.
Yeah, 100%. And I did sometimes feel a bit bad for the Kiwis because everyone who played them played the game of their lives. Like that was the team that you wanted to beat. And so if a team was playing another team who weren't as good, it would have been like they don't have to bring their A game. New Zealand had to put up with everyone's A game every single time. And now South Africa are that team. Because when Ireland went there on their little with who's the best team in the world two-game series, they know they have to play their absolute best, right?
It's kind of like the All Blacks for the last 100 years. This is gonna be a big thing to say, but it's almost like they're having the Ronda Rousey effect.
Who's that? The UFC lady fighter.
So Ronda Rousey was this reigning UFC champion,
right?
But the big speculation was that Ronda Rousey was super good.
Yeah.
But just 1 second here. All right, sorry, just had a little Rocky moment, little Rocky time. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. So Ronda Rousey was a UFC champion.
Okay.
Super good fighter.
Okay.
But the speculation around her was that the competition around her wasn't at the level.
Yeah.
Right?
That happens a lot
where
in
other
fighting
divisions
sports.
were at.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she could run a train through this division because the quality of the competition wasn't high.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Right? And then so what ended up happening was fighters, better fighters started entering her division and then she started losing and then couldn't win.
Oh, okay.
And then she never won she basically retired, right?
Okay.
So I feel like the All Blacks that's kind of happening to the All Blacks right now. Like the Northern Hemisphere, it's almost like the rest of the world has caught up and now the competition's like higher, and now so like that's the aura is like it's not like they're getting the All Blacks are getting worse. It's just the world is like catching up.
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think they're as good as they used to be either.
You don't think they're as good as
They just don't- no, I mean, you look at the guys they've got.
I think they are. I think they're just as good, but I think the world's gotten better.
I think both are true. I think the other teams getting better is more of the factor. But I don't think you can lose like Brody Retallick and Sam Whitelock.
They did have a golden era in like the
Every single position was unreal.
for a long
Unreal.
team. But
Yeah.
like if you look, like even in the past, like how they just destroyed everyone.
Yeah.
They were doing that for like fucking 60, 70 years.
Yeah, they were.
Right.
Yeah.
And now the money, the professional era,
Yeah.
you know, Ireland, Argentina can now go there and
Yeah.
fucking stomp on them.
I think the thing was, in New Zealand, people play rugby from a really young age, which is true in other countries, but not to the extent that it's true in New Zealand, right? And now what you're seeing in places like Ireland, where they get these kids young, you know, they're in these like Dublin private schools and they've got a nutritionist and a sports physio working one-to-one with these teenagers, getting them to put on weight, getting them to play rugby as often as possible. They've got the Ivan Drago, you know, mutant freaks in a pod kind of thing going on, right? So they're training people from a much younger age, and that's starting to show. That's starting to show, not just in Ireland, in other countries as well, right?
Yeah, because in Ireland, like, they're looking for the freaks. They're finding them,
Yeah, yeah.
putting them up. I wonder what the fuck England's been doing forever.
I just
Because
don't.
all that system has been there.
I don't think it has been. I think in England their system is so like based around a club and then based around a professional independent entity that you don't have the union going to these places and getting kids young. Yeah, they have their academies like Hatbury College, but it's not to the same extent and it's not as unified, right? Like they will pour resources into a single streamlined academy or talent factory. And in England, it's all over the place. Yeah, they've got lots of resources.
Because you got scouts from New Zealand, you got scouts from Australia, you got scouts from France.
Yeah.
All over the world, scouring like the Pacific Islands and stuff, and looking for players, and then throwing them in their colleges.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So you just have this like 14-year-old like kid coming to New Zealand or coming into France
Yeah.
to play rugby.
Yeah.
To get them in their system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, we developed this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's a bit cringe, isn't it, saying it like that? We developed him, now you stole him.
Yes.
But yeah, we're talking about the All Blacks losing their appeal a bit, and I think things have changed. Finally, we can say it. The aura is gone. We've dispelled it. Finally,
next week.
after 100 years. Yeah, next week when they fucking smash the Springboks.
All Blacks 80s, Springboks 13. You're like, okay, we're dumb.
We've got like Ireland and the Springboks like duking out for this super close game, and they're both like absolutely hammering each other like bloody noses. And then New Zealand just come in and kick the shit out of Springboks and be like, number one, please. Like easy. Next.
Oh, that would be a big statement.
That would be a huge statement.
That would
because it'd make Ireland look kind of silly as well, wouldn't it?
It would make all of us look silly.
It'd make everyone look silly. I don't like looking
if they
silly.
come in and fucking just like
just running in tries from everywhere like they used to.
And just an annihilation, like that would be huge. We'll be like, oh my god, like there's something fucking we were wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if All Blacks win.
No, I wouldn't. But we're talking about hammering, aren't we?
Yeah, we're talking about hammering.
Yeah.
They could win South Africa.
Yeah.
I definitely think they have that. I think they're going to have to go an extra mile to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I'm going to say Springboks are going to win this, and I think it's going to be. You know what? It's going to be a close game.
It is going to be. I'm going to say 6 points. Springboks.
Not because of how good the All Blacks are. It's just how bad the Springboks are at getting points. Because they make shit hard for themselves.
They have been in the last few games, haven't they?
Man, it's struggling to watch them because they just like fucking like do not like they don't see the passes that they need to make.
I'm still having flashbacks to that Billy LaRue. Like he had a 2-man overlap and he just runs into contact. Like the fuck?
Yeah. Watching that, like, oh, Razzie must have been so pissed. Well, he didn't play the next game. They might give him a rest.
Yeah.
But they fucking struggle to get points on the board.
Yeah.
They have all the talent. They have the attack. I think their attack is great.
Yeah.
But fuck, they just like love running into contact.
They do.
It's like the try line isn't their goal. It's the guy in front of them.
Smash before score, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like there comes a point where you've worn them down enough. You can score now, right?
Just get some points, right?
They're so unused to scoring early like that they think their whole philosophy is batter the fuck out of them until we're ready to score. And it's like when Villy LaRue gets that overlap early in the game, he's like, no, wait, we're still in the beat the shit out of them phase, you know? So it was kind of weird. Also, I don't feel, when you see other teams do that, you think that's too much individualism. Like this guy thinks he's the hero. I don't believe that with the All Black, the Springboks. I think every single person on that team wants to win at the expense of showing off. Even him, he just forgot to pass because he was like, no, run straight, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Smash the guy.
Yeah.
Smash the guy in front of him.
Yeah. I bet you they talked about that, though. I bet that guy got taken to court about that. Seriously. He probably had to shave a Mohican in his hair or something.
What, Willie LaRue?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They absolutely pilloried him for that. I bet you.
Guaranteed.
I bet you. Yeah.
Like probably had to stand up and sing a song with a dress on or something.
Exactly. 100%. So I've no doubt they're fixing it.
And they should do that to him.
Yeah, of course they should. Yeah. Butchered it. But they won't make that mistake again, I don't think. Or they'll definitely be working on it.
Yeah. So, I think it's going to be a tight game. Like 25 to 19, 25 to 17 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. 3-6 points, something like that.
Yeah.
A couple of kicks in it.
I think All Blacks will score. No, it might be lower, actually, because I think the All Blacks might score one try.
I think they'll score a couple.
Because All Blacks are really good. I mean, the Springboks are really good at shutting down.
Yeah, I think the All Blacks probably score maybe one or two more tries, but I think the Springboks will win it.
This is what you're gonna say. I got it.
Okay.
You're gonna see the England-New Zealand game again.
Yeah,
but without all the fuck ups from England.
Without the inability to close out a game.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly what you're going to see.
Because the All Blacks know how to Springboks know how to close a game.
So you're going to see a very similar game, but you're going to see a team that can actually close it out.
Yep.
That actually can shut it down and be like, okay, we're going to close the house. We're going to end this game. We'll win it.
Yeah. I agree. And I hate to say it, but I do still feel like England were a little bit screwed by the ref in that first test. So
yeah, and then in the second match, they fucking just faded.
Yeah.
They had that whole game. You played this whole game where you dominated the All Blacks.
Yeah.
And because they were physically dominating, they were awesome.
They were.
And all of a sudden, they just faded away.
Yeah.
And they're like, here you go, All Blacks, have the game. They basically just handed it to them.
Yeah,
we don't want this.
Yeah, we're tired.
Yeah, we're tired.
It's been a long 2 test series.
You guys got this. You guys are home.
Yeah.
We're in your house. We can't just be like, throwing dishes around.
We're going to be respectful and let you win.
Yeah, we'll vacuum up. We'll vacuum and we'll relieve.
Yeah. So
that's what you're going to see. All right, last game. Argentina Wallabies.
I'm so excited for this because it's at 4 p.m. We can have a beer with a game.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. We should get a takeout pizza and some beers.
Well, my new the rugby dungeon is gonna be
hell
finished.
yeah.
That's how we're gonna christen it.
I'm into it.
And then we'll do a podcast after.
Okay.
That's
like 4 or 5 beers deep.
Yeah, and we'll watch the game and then we'll do a podcast right after the game.
Sounds our Super Saturday
in the new rugby dungeon.
Oh my god, what a treat!
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So what do you think? How does this game go? How is this game?
I think Argentina are going to win. Not just because they're at home. I think they're a better team, but I just want to see. This is one of those games where I'm just like, let them fight. Just fucking have at it. You know what I mean? I just want to see a good game of rugby. I don't really care who wins, but I think Argentina will win. I'm just into a game where everyone's gonna try and score some tries. It's just gonna be a real good time.
It is gonna be a good game. I also think that Argentina is gonna win this.
I don't know why you'd bet against Argentina in this game,
but Joe Schmidt needs a win here.
He does need a win.
They need 2 wins. They need to walk up. They need 2 wins to get the belief back in him.
Yeah,
he needs 2 wins.
He does. He
needs to win both games in Argentina to show everyone in Australia that they're doing something. They're building on something. They're getting better. They need. I don't think one win is good enough here.
No, and I know it's really early, but if he does lose both of those games, there's pressure on him already. And you do start to go, are Australia fucked? Because they just do not have a lot of talent. It's harsh to say, but they do not have a lot of talent in that squad. So
yeah, they've put themselves in a bad situation.
Yeah.
With the 2 losses.
Yeah.
And they need this.
They really do.
And I think, in my eyes, I don't think 1 win in Argentina is enough. They need to take 2.
Whew.
Yeah, and if Argentina manages to take both these games, that puts them up there.
It does. It means that if it's 1 each Springboks New Zealand in their little 2-test series, that means Argentina in contention to win the rugby championship still. I don't think they would do it, but it means that it's not just a foregone conclusion, right? So
even if, because the Springboks will need to lose a game. Or if they don't, Argentina would probably have to beat the Springboks twice.
That's right.
So they would need.
I don't think
they need New Zealand to lose. They need New Zealand to beat the Springboks at least once.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, they need New Zealand to win one and Springboks to win one to have a chance of winning. And then, like you said, they've got to beat the Springboks twice. So good luck with that. But I'm just saying it makes it competitive.
If they if they manage to pull this game off, if they manage to pull 2 games,
I think they can do that.
Yeah, and the Boks lose when they play each other. That's going to be the deciding.
That's right. It's 3 wins each.
Yeah.
So it's very possible. Yeah.
Still, the New Zealand would actually be up there too, I guess.
Well, no, but Argentina beat them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So if they lose both games to the Springboks.
No, but you need the Springboks to lose one.
That's right. Yeah. But anyway, everyone would be on 3. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Which is good.
Ooh.
Except Australia, who've lost fucking everything at this point, if we're right.
They're just fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Schmidt is he's in the hot seat.
Yeah, there's pressure on him then.
And the Pumas can play any style.
Yeah, they can. That's a good point.
You can throw it doesn't matter what kind of team they fucking you play.
Yeah.
If it's a physical team, they'll front up physically.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If it's an offensive team, they play a fucking great style of rugby.
They do. I love their rugby.
They're rough, they're tough, they're strong. They can play a really good flowing game.
They don't even miss Michael Checker. Don't even miss him.
No.
Like fucking, close the door on your way out.
Their discipline is fucking awful too.
So is it like, them, but I don't think the discipline in this tournament has been good. And everyone's going to be, all those guys are going to be talking about that in their little meetings, aren't they? Like, we need to tidy up our discipline, whatever.
100%.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Argentina actually famously always fucking bad discipline. But
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They love a good yellow, red card.
They do. But
it's like in their DNA.
Yeah, their hot Latino DNA.
Yeah.
Just passionate people.
They got to spice it up a little bit.
They do, yeah. Yeah.
Just dancing into the game, looking for that red card.
Yeah.
Who's going to get the red card today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think the score of the game's going to be?
I think Argentina by 10 points.
I'm going to call an Argentina hammering.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that Argentina is going to beat them, and it's going to be like 35 to like fucking like 5 or 6 or something like that. Maybe just 2 kicks or just a try and then they miss the conversion.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's going to be hammering.
I think Australia are going to get better.
I don't.
Because they did in the second game against...
yeah, and then they kind of fucking went right back to what they were.
Well, no, yeah. So they beat Wales twice. They got a bit hammered by the Springboks. And then the second game of the Springboks...
They had a good first half.
Then they kind of came back a bit. So,
yeah.
Like I said, Joe Schmidt is all about little steps forward. He knows he's not going to win everything.
I think it's going to be an Argentina hammering, and it's going to be juicy media talk. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. It's been a dry week.
Maybe that's not what I think is going to happen. It was what I want to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what I'm going to call.
Okay.
35 to 5.
35. So 25 points up. Okay. I'm going to say a 10-point win for Argentina.
Where they just fucking walk around and, I think they'll just fucking put a show on.
Yeah.
Crowd will be cheering behind their chain link fences there in the stadium there.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, next week, we'll watch the games. Pod in the dungeon, the new dungeon.
Yeah, after a couple of beers, I'm excited.
Rugby attack zone.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, a little bit of a dry week, but we'll just keep going.
Rugby is the gift that keeps on giving.
It is, yeah. If this is as bad as it gets, I can live with it.
No.
There's still rugby to talk about. Yeah.
All right, friends, you can email us at the friendsofrugbypod@gmail.com. Like and share the podcast. I've been not seeing a lot of shares. Not a lot. Need a little more likes, guys. You guys got to pick it up.
I've not seen any shares ever.
I don't know if you can see them. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But like and share. Find us anywhere, basically.
We're over there.
Just Google us.
Yeah.
And we're there.
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, come over for some tea.
Don't invite people over.
All right, have a good one, folks.
Bye-bye.